This is why so many people struggle with consistency, whether it's in their training, nutrition, and just all-round health. A lot of people who aren't exactly where they want to be look at people who are exactly where they want to be, and they just assume that they got there, with no sort of routine or anything like that. They just assume they got lucky, they're born with it, and they're just born with this thing that just made them do it. It doesn't quite work that way. For some people, yeah, it might, but for the most percentage, you don't just walk into things, and you should know that with other things in life like work and all that. But for some reason, there's this whole thing that people will think it's just luck, or maybe they'll start making excuses for themselves. Maybe they don't think it's luck, but maybe they'll start looking at themselves and be like, oh, I've tried something similar to that before. I think I'm just genetically unable to lose weight, or my family's big boned, or they make an excuse for themselves. Oh, my metabolism's, crap. My fat's very stubborn. It holds on a lot more. Things like that, right? I've heard it all before. But the thing is, these people have never tried to build routine and, build consistent habits that are going to get them to where they need to be. For example, starting off with just training in general. A lot of people think you just rock up and, people who are, fit and rocking up to the gym each day are just motivated. It's not a thing of motivation, trust me. It's all discipline. No one that you see in the gym always really wants to be there. Don't get me wrong, there's some days where I love doing gym sessions, but there's also days where I really don't want to be there. Once you start to build that sort of consistency, you see the benefits that it has, and eventually with time, you'll get that sort of discipline where you're like, I know this is good for me, so I've got to do it. And it's more of a reward for you to do it than to leave it and be lazy. Unfortunately, for people who haven't quite built that sort of routine yet, they won't be able to have this thing which will help them get over the line and get, and do these things that they should be doing. That's where you're going to rely on other habits that can at least help you attend the gym, or, do work towards any other goals you're working towards. So for example, with training, if you've got work and you work in the morning and you want to go to the gym in the afternoon, pack your bag, pack your gym clothes and put it into your car. Don't just go home after work, you're going to be tired, and just assume that you're going to want to go to the gym. Be ready, take your stuff with you, go straight after work. Even if you have to have a shower at the gym and all that, you need to get changed and all that sort of stuff before you work out. Just take yourself straight to the gym. Then you have no excuses not to be there because you've got everything packed for you. Next thing is actually having set days on when you're going to go to the gym. Don't just be like, I want to go 5 days this week, and then you don't even know what days you can actually go. You don't even know if you're actually capable of going 5 days. You're just relying on hopes and prayers. It doesn't work that way. And another thing is also having a set training program. When you rock up, do you know what you're doing? If you don't know what you're doing, it makes it hard, and it's very easy to half-ass your workouts, or to lose motivation very quickly, because you get there, the gym might be busy, so you can't do all the normal stuff that you sort of are comfortable with and float towards. So you're like, what do I do now? There's so many different other examples I can give you. And before I move on to other habits that you can use for your nutrition that can, help you with consistency with this, I want to put this into perspective. Imagine with anything else in your life that you're good at. Think about work. If you're in a high position at work, maybe you're really good with your studies and you get high grades. What do you do consistently that helps you do that? You always show up, you do your job, you go by company rules, you're always following company rules, and you just generally want to be in a higher position, which is why you work towards it and taking it. And with your studies, if you're getting really good grades, then that means you're obviously consistently studying, you're smart, and you take a lot of pride and you care a lot about your results, which means that you will set aside time to study, even if it means you have to miss some social events, or you'll make it work around your studying. Essentially, that'll be a priority. That's how you've got to think when it comes to your fitness goals. Now, with your nutrition, it's not a thing of just being like, I want to eat healthier. How are you going to eat healthier? If your goal is to lose weight, how are you going to lose weight? You're not if you're just going for a generic thing that people go for, I'm going to start moving more and I'm going to start eating less. So this just puts into question, how are you going to do all these things? You need to have a bit more of a deeper plan than just, I'm going to do this. It's like, if you want to get promoted at work, you're like, I want to get promoted at work, so I'm going to start working harder. There's probably a bit more to it. Maybe you need to put a bit more time in. Maybe you need to get there a bit earlier to work so you can set yourself up for the day. Other different things of preparation that you can do that would work you towards that promotion. So some ones with your diet, or if you're wanting to lose weight, things like that would be setting yourself a calorie goal, figuring out how you're going to eat within that calorie goal, getting yourself a bit of maybe not a meal plan, not a strict meal plan, but like a bit of an idea of the meals that you're going to be having that are going to fit within those goals. Having a protein goal as well, so you can keep yourself satiated and full, and keep cravings at bay. Also, how are you going to manage cravings? What are you going to do with your favorite foods? Are you going to completely restrict them, which means you're probably going to get really intense cravings and eventually fall off track and binge eat? Or you're going to have a bit of a plan that how you can manage cravings and still get results. Are you going to just include, a bit of your favorite foods in moderation each day, which will still fit your calorie and protein goals. If you do that, then you can have your craving foods daily, treat those cravings properly, and it feels less like a reward. It's more a part of your just day-to-day eating. It's controlled and it's not impacting your results at all. And that way you won't get these intense cravings later on down the track, which will make you binge eat. Don't get me wrong, you are going to have days where you have an off day and you might binge eat like maybe once a month or every few months. They're going to happen. But your overall consistency will be a lot better and more sustainable, your plan in general. How are you going to manage weekends? When it's your bloody mum's birthday or your best friend's birthday and it's a full weekend away, how are you going to manage that? Maybe you'll just choose to enjoy it. Maybe you have to decide which social events are worth just, not tracking at all and just letting yourself enjoy it. But then there's your other social events, which are, I guess, a bit lower tier, where, you probably don't really need to go crazy on them and you can actually keep yourself on track at. What are you going to do for those to stay on track? You're going to research the menu online before you go out. You're going to pick a healthy option. Are you going to, cut sides a bit, go halves on sides with someone and desserts? You're going to set yourself limits with drinks. There's heaps of things that you can do. Just need an actual plan in place. It's such a common quote, but it is so true. Practice makes perfection. I feel really cringe saying that, but it is literally true. So if you're struggling to put yourself a weight loss plan together, that's going to help you actually get results and it's going to be sustainable and fit your life. This is what we do on our program. I guarantee you, we build the most sustainable program that fits your life. I'd like to think it's the most personalized program that you will get worldwide. That's just me. But anyway, our results are on the screen that you can see with our clients here. They've all still been able to enjoy their favorite foods daily, still enjoy social events, and they've still lost at least half a kilo a week. That is our guarantee that you will lose 5 to 10 kilos in your first 90 days on our program. If you want results like this and you want to learn how you can get these results, and you want to get some more information about our program on how you can get these results, go to my Instagram at landonquinn.coaching and just message me the word results and we'll see how we can help you.